The Aztec Empire, a civilization that thrived on human sacrifice, with estimates suggesting that over 20,000 people were brutally slaughtered every year to appease their bloodthirsty gods. This was the dark reality of the Mexica, a people who built their empire on the principles of war, conquest, and bloodshed. The Aztec Empire, also known as the Triple Alliance, was an alliance of three Nahua city-states, Mexico Tenochtitlan, Texcoco, and Tlacopan, which ruled the Valley of Mexico from 1428 until their downfall in 1521. This alliance was not formed through peaceful means, but rather through the victorious factions of a civil war fought between the city of Azcapotzalco and its former tributary provinces, a war that would set the tone for the empire's future. As the empire expanded, the capital city of Tenochtitlan became the dominant force, militarily and economically. The city was a marvel of engineering, with its sophisticated irrigation systems and imposing architecture, but beneath its grandeur lay a darker truth. The Aztecs were a people obsessed with death and the afterlife, and their capital city was a testament to this obsession. The streets ran red with the blood of sacrificial victims, and the air was thick with the smell of burning flesh. The Aztecs believed that human sacrifice was necessary to maintain the balance of the universe, and to appease their gods, who demanded blood in exchange for their favors. The empire's expansion was swift and brutal, with neighboring cities and tribes being conquered and assimilated into the Aztec fold. The Aztecs were skilled warriors, using their advanced knowledge of warfare and tactics to devastating effect. They were also skilled diplomats, using their cunning and charisma to forge alliances and manipulate their enemies. But beneath their polished exterior lay a ruthless determination to expand their empire, no matter the cost in human life. The Aztecs were a people who lived and died by the sword, and their empire was built on a foundation of blood and steel. By the time the Spanish conquistadores arrived in 1519, the Aztec Empire was at the height of its power, but it was also an empire on the brink of collapse. The Aztecs were facing internal strife, with the different city-states vying for power and influence. The empire was also facing external threats, with neighboring tribes and cities beginning to rebel against Aztec rule. The Spanish, led by Hernán Cortés, saw an opportunity to exploit these weaknesses, and they formed alliances with some of the Aztecs' enemies. The stage was set for a clash of cultures, a clash that would ultimately lead to the downfall of the Aztec Empire. The Spanish conquest of the Aztec Empire was a brutal and devastating affair, with the Spanish using their superior firepower and tactics to overwhelm the Aztecs. The Aztecs, however, were not easily defeated, and they fought fiercely to defend their empire. The war was a grinding and brutal one, with both sides committing atrocities and massacres. The city of Tenochtitlan was besieged, and the Aztecs were forced to fight for every inch of ground. The Spanish were determined to crush the Aztecs, and they showed no mercy in their pursuit of victory. As the war raged on, the Aztecs became increasingly desperate, and their actions became more and more extreme. They turned to their gods, sacrificing thousands of prisoners in a desperate bid to appease them. But it was too late. The empire was crumbling, and the Spanish were closing in for the kill. The final battle was a brutal and one-sided affair, with the Spanish emerging victorious. The Aztec Empire was no more, and its people were left to pick up the pieces and try to rebuild. The legacy of the Aztec Empire is a complex and bloody one, a testament to the darker aspects of human nature. The empire was built on a foundation of blood and steel, and it was ultimately destroyed by its own brutality. The Aztecs were a people who lived and died by the sword, and their empire was a reflection of this brutal reality. As we look back on the history of the Aztec Empire, we are reminded of the darker aspects of human nature, and the devastating consequences of unchecked ambition and violence. The Aztecs may be gone, but their legacy lives on, a haunting reminder of the horrors that we are capable of inflicting upon each other. The streets of Tenochtitlan may be silent now, but the echoes of the past still linger, a chilling reminder of the brutality and savagery that once flourished in this ancient city.